Hey, family, what's happening? This is your authentic love marriage moment with Chaz and Alicia. Hey, thank you so much again for tuning in to us on today. We have a good one for you today. I'm telling you, we have something that is really going to bless your life today. And here again, we're in the Blended Family series, and we're coming to you with something that is very thought-provoking, all right? It has a lot of emotions that is attached to it, okay? So what we're going to be talking about today is co-parenting in a blended relationship.
Yes, we are. So co-parenting in a blended relationship. So it involves so many emotions, and there are a lot of emotions that can be attached to this.
Yes.
Simply because, one, there's a divorce that has happened. There's a separation from the family that the children, commonly known as mom and dad, is now. There's a new factor in. There's a new spouse. There's a new relationship forming, right? So with these different factors comes different emotions. How do you deal with that? How do you blend a family, and how do you do that through co-parenting?
So,
First
of all, what is co-parenting? All right. What is co-parenting? Co-parenting is shared equal responsibility with biological children, right?
Right.
When there's a relationship, or if there is a marriage, okay, where there is a blended family.
Right.
All right. That is in a nutshell what co-parenting is. Shared equal responsibility with biological children, whether they're in a single parent home or when they're in a marriage relationship. Okay?
I want to make this a little bit more complicated. Yep. So say for instance, if this is a third or fourth marriage, right? Because they happen.
Yes.
People have been married 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
So do you blend the biological children? So say for instance, you have biological children, then you have stepchildren in the second marriage. How does that work? Right? So then it becomes a little bit more complicated.
Yep.
But why? Yeah, I threw the monkey wrench in there.
Yes, you did.
But think about it, because
yeah,
what we do in our coaching session, sometimes it is a third or fourth marriage.
Yes, it is.
So sometimes the sad part about it, guys, is that the blended family, not the biological, but the blended children are left astray, and that family just dissolves. So you have to go a little bit deeper when you're thinking about that, right? So it all depends on how the dynamics of it is. If it's the third to fourth marriage.
Yes, it is. And here's the thing that we have to take in account, okay?
Right.
And there's no correct way to put it, but there are 3 relationships that we have to be concerned about in a blended family and co-parenting.
Right.
First, we have to realize the relationship with the spouse, okay? The one you married, all right? Then we have to think of the children in the relationship.
Right.
And the third one is the ex, all right? The ex or the biological parent, all right, of the children. Those 3 are relationships. Now, the confusing part for us is, all right, which way do I turn? Which way, you try to figure out in your mind, okay, what's going to be the safest route for me to go, and where am I going to become? And here's the thing, in all 3, you as the individual that's in the blended family that has the children and you're married, all right, a lot of times it could be one of those confusing things is, who do I choose? Okay. Out of the 3, which 2 do I choose? Who am I trying to make peace with? Okay, am I trying to make peace with my spouse? Am I trying to make peace with the children? I have to try to make peace with the ex or the biological child, because it could be turbulence out of the three. But here's the thing that we don't realize. We have to make sure that we communicate with all three
and bring into balance those relationships.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing that we have to talk. We have to make sure we talk to the ex. Okay? Because why? The children, 9 times out of 10, the children are with the mom. Okay? And the mom is married with an ex, which is the biological parent, right? We have to make sure we talk with the ex, all right? We have to make sure we talk to the children in the relationship, all right? About the situation, all right? And go ahead.
No, and as you're talking to each party, as you're speaking to the new spouse, the children, the biological children, the ex, and the bonus babies, which is the ones that we acquire through the marriage. Bring into balance and boundaries. So you don't, like as Chaz was saying, he said, "Oh my God, which way do I go? Who do I choose?" But as you bring it into balance, so you're balancing out the scale with all parties. And then too, you need to think about it too. There are legal things that could happen. Divorce decrees that says, okay, you get the kid you get the children every other holiday, or you get them if you had them on July the 4th in 2022, then you don't get them in July 4th, 2023. So you're thinking about all these things do come into play when you have to bring in the divorce decree and how the children are to be split between the two parents that have divorced, and then it's a new family as well. Another point I would like to make is that the new spouse that's coming into the relationship, that be aware of that and have show grace and mercy towards that, because it's a lot towards the children, and it's a lot also to the spouse. Now it could be they could be divorced 1 to 5 years. Even at the 5th year, if the child divorced, if the parents divorced at the age of 1, he or she is only 5 years old. So take into account that you're bringing in a lot into not just the mom or not just the dad, but you're bringing a whole family together.
Wow. That's a lot.
I know that was a lot.
And she's on fire about it because the reason why is we lived it.
Right.
Okay, we lived it. We're living it.
Right. We are
right now.
Family.
We're blended family, and in our coaching sessions through our business, which is Authentic Love Marriage Coaching, we have couples that come in, and this is one of their number one issues, is how to blend the family together and how to have peace amongst all three relationships.
And one thing is too, you cannot be selfish.
Oh,
you cannot be selfish.
Wow.
And
yeah.
Keep
going. Yeah.
Right. So you cannot be selfish and being selfish just because these are my toys and this is all I want to play with. And then too, you can't show favoritism because the children and even the spouse will pick up on that. Like you'll say, well, these not my kids or these not my grandkids. So how about if you're in the stage, the 7 levels of marriage? How about if you're in the stage of where you guys are just coming out of it and you're in your 40s and 50s,
right?
And these are your grandkids, right? So those not my grandkids, so why should I spend time with them? But then when you come into a blended family, it's like, just think about it as a tree, as your time being split. And when you take away the selfishness of it, You're wanting to spend time with the bonus children and your biological children, and what are you doing? There's a thing they call the love bank. You're filling up the love bank. So you might acquire 5 children, right? You have 2 biological, 3 bonus babies. All 5 of those children, regardless of their age, is still going to require something from you. Regardless if their mom is 50 years old and they are in their 20s or 30s, they're still going to require something from you. Be able to fill up their love bank, right? Unselfishly. Giving of yourself unselfishly. And that's one of the things that you have to have in a blended family. Be unselfish. You have to be unselfish, and you have to give unselfishly. Don't be a selfish person.
Yeah.
You have to be.
And that leads into what we want to highlight right here is in this topic is boundaries. Okay. First of all, you have to establish boundaries with yourself, which is being unselfish. Okay. This whole thing can't go the way you expect it and how you want it to go. You have to factor in the feelings of those 3 relationships. Okay. You have to factor in your new spouse. You have to factor in the children, and you have to factor in the ex or the biological parent
and the bonus babies
of the bonus babies. Because here's the thing, right? Okay, you're making this lifelong commitment to say, okay, I want to be married even though I have children, and it has to be communication, as we said, with everybody, and most of all, authenticity.
Yes.
Being authentic with yourself and being authentic and true with everybody.
Because they'll see right through the knockoff.
Right. Because the children, as Alicia was talking about, the children that's in the relationship, especially if it's a relationship with small to teenage children. Okay, that's who we want to really get this message out to. Children, relationship that has children that's teenagers and children that's young. Anywhere between 5-10 years old. Right. Those are the sensitive years. Okay, anywhere from 5 to 15, right? Those children that's in that blended family relationship with a spouse, ex-spouse, or a parent, they have close ties.
Yeah.
And we have to make that whole atmosphere safe to where you've heard the term that we've used, bonus. Okay, it should be a extra added bonus. Right. To the children, to where they're getting the best out of everyone.
Right. And how about if they come from a broken relationship or a broken home or a toxic relationship? Then I would suggest taking on the attitude of, you know what, I'm going to be the best dad, the best bonus dad, or the best stepdad, which is a step up, or the best stepmom, which is a step up from that parent that didn't step up as a mom or dad.
Yes. So, the term step, a lot of people have some problems with it.
Oh, they struggle with it, right?
They struggle with it, but it's not used in a negative light. I stepped up because, and you stepped up as that parent because this is the person that you really want to spend the rest of your life with, but they came with extra responsibilities. So if you love your spouse, you're going to step up and give the best to your spouse and the children together.
Right.
Right.
Giving them the best that you got, which is a song.
Right. It's a song. So The next thing is discipline along with boundaries. Okay, and this is mainly in reference to the children, right? A lot of times when the children are in the home with the new spouse,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
A lot of times we strongly suggest that what happens in the house stays in the house.
Right. Because
Because
then you'll get, like, say for instance, if the kids say, I don't like the way daddy Fred, said this to me. Then he goes back and says, to his father, John, Fred did this or said this. But they have to understand that you're disciplining them in love with boundaries. And when you're at Fred's house, this is the way we do things, and it's totally different from the way that you do things when you're at Daddy John's house.
Exactly. So we wanted to highlight these tools, okay, that's in this video session here, and we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be adding to this as we're going.
We got a lot more information.
Yeah, we got a lot more information. As a matter of fact, this may end up being a part 2 video, okay? Because co-parenting in a blended relationship is very, very sensitive. Okay.
And it's very important, guys.
Yes.
And the other importance of it is to do it early.
Very early.
Blend the family early. Set these things that we spoke about at the beginning.
Yes.
What is co-parenting?
Good point.
Talking to your ex. So set the standard early. And then we already know what we're gonna go through life with. They'll know that Daddy Fred and Papa John ain't gonna go for these different things, and they'll know that they both love us equally and that they have the best of both worlds.
So I just want to take just a moment here just to ask, babe, what during what we're talking about, and we actually lived it, all right? How did you feel on what we've done to where our boys are grown men now, and they've had the best of both worlds? How do you feel about that?
Right. Okay, you put me on the spot, but okay. So no, seriously, I never had a doubt in my mind that that you wouldn't be a good parent to both of the boys, and you showed that in our dating. And women, we have a very keen instinct that we'll see, like you'll sit back and look and be like, okay, he treated my son this way, or he treated his son this way, and you're able to see that, and don't negate what you're feeling or seeing, because guess what, 9 times out of 10 that's usually how they parent. So look how they're parenting. Right.
Yes.
So I didn't have a doubt in my mind from the beginning, and from you guys will hear from our boys. We will bring them on at a later date when we talk about blending family. So you will definitely hear from them, and you will hear what they thought. But my thought was, I thought that you did a great job at bringing the boys together and blending them. Now let me ask you the same question, because they will want to hear from you, right?
And that's what I was going to go into. Now, it's important, okay, for me as a husband and for men in this, in this area of the relationship, it's important for your wife to be safe, okay, to have that trust, to have that confidence that you're doing the right thing in reference to the ex, okay, and in reference to the children. Because here's the thing, right? You've come from a place in your life to where you want to be married, all right, and you establish the marriage and you bring the children in, but then your spouse could say, all right, due to certain conversations, due to certain phone calls or text messages that come, your spouse could have the feeling of, Is there something still going on? Is there still a small flame? Right? So, in essence, what I had to do is eliminate that in the beginning of the relationship. I had to take the responsibility and accept the responsibility to reassure her. Okay, we're going back to 5 levels of apology, to reassure her that that is dead. You are the main one in my life. You are the one that matters, and we're going to do this together. We're going to build this life together. All right. So I asked that questions just for her to give her experience.
All right, and then give your experience.
And my experience as well was great. Okay, because for one, she wouldn't be able to do what she's done if I didn't do my part first. But then when I did my part first, she followed suit and did pretty much mirrored everything that I did. And hey, so we spent quality time with both of our boys.
Right. So how do you feel about when we first met and I first met our son, your son? What was
the feeling? The feeling was great to where it wasn't even a second thought to have any fear of anything,
or being that kind of step parent,
right? Because Alicia assured me that everything was going to be okay because of what I've done, and it's like she went at it flawlessly to where our youngest Christopher is
my baby.
he calls her his bonus mom. That's where the bonus came from. He said, "This is my bonus mom." He introduces her as his bonus mom. But here's the thing: for that to be comfortable to just freely announce to other people, she did what she did in the beginning stages of the relationship. Set the foundation early. So hey, we held you long enough, but this is an experience that we normally run into often with our couples, and we do a lot of in-depth conversation with our couples as we coach, and we thought that it would be best to bring this up in a video format to kind of help people out, because this is the number one thing that blended families struggle with. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning into this video. Again, hit us up on YouTube. Check us out. All right, check us out on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. We're gonna crank Twitter back up every here soon, but we've pretty much been concentrating on giving you content that could possibly help you out in your relationship. So this is Chaz and Alicia Cohens with Authentic Love Marriage Moment. Tune in to next Wednesday's session at 9 p.m. And hey, you guys be safe, be careful, and again, all the goals that you are striving to achieve in your relationship, always keep marriage in mind. All right, you guys take care. Y'all have a blessed day, and we will see you next week.
And don't forget to authenticate your marriage.
All right, be safe, everyone.
Bye,
Talk
guys.
to you later. Bye-bye.